tear ready for you, getting going. We got a remake over here on the Fantasy Football 7s wall. We put the pendants back up. We got the little helmets back up. It's going live. Sorry for the absence, everybody, but we are back in here. Fantasy Football 7s action coming straight at you, man. And I'm going to be bringing some heat this week. I got the 6-week report card. I'm going to fly through this because I still got to set my lineups. I got everything going, but I wanted to bring the Fantasy Football 7s action right back to you because, I'm the referee, and I'll be calling it like I see it every week, and I got to give you the report card because, hey, it's 6 weeks in. You know what happens after this week? You get halfway through your season. Some of you people aren't going to be playing after another 7 weeks. You want to make sure that's not you. Make sure you're getting in there, man. Make sure you're getting past week 14 playing, because that's really what it's about. That's really what it's all about. That's what we're trying to get. That's what we're all playing for, is to play week 15. After week 15, you got to kind of take it for what it's worth. We're going to have to see what's going on, man. So real quick, Fantasy Football 7s, you get your own tie-dye jersey or shirt of your favorite team's colors if you win. 6 of you going to win that. 6 of you going to get the Hall of Fame stickers. 6 of you going to get a box open with my man over there when he's opening up a brand new set of cards for us for football, okay? So y'all going to be getting some of that for sure. And you want to make sure that the way you do that is you got to be playing week 15, my man. You got to be playing week 15, okay? So let's try to get there. So 6-week report card, looking at it right now, you can see it. We got the 6-week report card. This is all based on our league. If you're watching this, you don't play in Fantasy Football 7s, this is the point system. I think it's the most balanced point system I've ever played in. That includes IDP, defenses, kickers, and you're going to see it. That's why I'm pumping it up. But you need to be looking at these players. You need to be making trades for these players because guess what? They're leading the pack. And you can get to the Fantasy Football playoffs. You need those leaders, baby. We're talking about the best of the best of the best, sir. Just like some Independence Day stuff. Will Smith. Back before he got wrecked as the guy that had to come up and slap somebody. Kind of crazy how the times have come. Back in the West, somebody talks smack to you, smack them. You're gonna go out there and when are you about to die? When are you about to get in a duel and get in that shootout and die if you slap somebody around? But Will Smith, he kind of gets the backhand for it as well. Kind of crazy. He gave the front hand. He's getting the backhand by society. But I still love him. I still love Independence Day because I am one of the best of the best of the best, sir. And I want you guys to be one of the best, okay? Breaking it down real quick right here. If you can see on the screen, got quarterbacks, Josh Allen, the overall top scorer of all positions, defensive linemen, linebackers, defensive backs, defensive special teams, all those guys. He's the best. He's the best of the best of the best, sir. All right, and that's why you got him. Patrick Mahomes, big jump down to 181. That's a 40-point swing from Josh Allen to Patrick Mahomes in the same position from 1 to 2. All right, back that up with Lamar Jackson, 178. Who are the 3 guys that are always pumped up? Lamar, Mahomes, Allen. You want those guys, okay? That's what it boils down to. Those are the guys that are going to lead you. The philosophy of sitting and waiting on a quarterback, you probably heard. You probably have gotten Wilson. You probably got Wentz. You probably got Dak. You probably got Brady. You probably got Rodgers. Guess what? Those guys ain't getting the job done, are they? They're not getting the job done. So keep that in mind. Running backs, Nick Chubb, even after 2 bad weeks, still holding down number 1 with 132 points. Austin, the man, Eckler, outlaw. I know you tried to get him off of me, but, that ain't happening, baby. I couldn't just give up the guy I went after with my first RB pick. And then coming up, number 3, Saquon Barkley with 118. So really tighten that 1, 2, 3 with Chubb, Eckler, Barkley. Eckler going on bye next week. Chubb and Barkley going on week 9. Something to keep and look for. You're going to have to replace those guys, and those guys are the people leading you. So make sure you have a plan for that, all right? I always tell people to make sure have a plan. Some people think that I'm talking about injuries. That's a part of the game, baby. You play football, you're going to get hurt. I promise. That's just how it is. All right, now dig this. Stephon Diggs, number 1, 4, 6, leading all wide receivers. So you got Allen, you got Diggs. What a stack if you're a stack fan, all right? You got that stack. If you were going to do it in best ball, if you're going to do it in a redraft, you had to pay up to get it, and you're probably likely that you're happy that you did, right? So Diggs, 146. Cooper Kupp, there's that man, 137, holding it down again. Was the number 4 overall pick in almost all drafts I did for best ball. He was a first-round draft pick in a lot of drafts in Fantasy Football 7s, even in a super flex league. Guess what? You're happy about Cooper Kupp right now. I promise you that. And then holding it down, Tyreek Hill, even with 3 quarterbacks. 3, even though one of them wasn't that long. Tyreek Hill has said he is quarterback proof. My man TD has said Tyreek is quarterback proof. So shout out to TD for holding down that truth because Tyreek Hill, Miami, He's been worth every penny he said he would be worth, all right? Here's the tight end position. Little bit of a drop, but guess what? Kelsey still has just as many points as Barkley, has almost as much as Tyreek Hill, and he's holding down the number one position. Kelsey was always worth getting it up. It's another strategy. Who are you going to take? You're going to take the best quarterbacks. You're going to take the best tight ends. You're going to try to take the best running backs. You can't have them all. But if you got Kelsey like I did in a lot of second rounds, he started creeping in the second round a lot of places late. You're very happy, particularly if you got him with Mahomes. Mahomes, the number 2 quarterback. Kelsey, the number 1 tight end. Lock it down, baby. That's how you win, all right? Mark Andrews, questionable, 101 today. He's got 101 points, over 100 as a tight end. Very hard to do in this league. And Taysom Hill, how about that? Taysom Hill, the new age slash, maybe the Mormon Hammer or whatever he's called. 84 points, holding down tight end. You do not have to start a tight end in fantasy football 7s, but if you do, there's some good ones there, okay? And 84, it's a little bit of a drop-off because it's so difficult to make the tight end position relative without just giving it that extra PPR point where Kelsey and Andrews just blow the rest of the team out of the leagues, the players out of the league. I just don't like that, all right? It's still fair. Right here with this half-point PPR setup, they don't get an advantage. He's still got 118, just as many as Barkley. 101 for Andrews. They're holding it down, okay? Now let's get to the fun part of this. Let's talk about defensive linemen. All right, Max Crosby, barely hearing about him because the Raiders aren't winning. Guess what? 120 points, man. That's more than Kelsey. That's more than Eckler. That's more than Barkley. That's how you get IDP points correct, okay? The best of the best should be better or just as good as RB2s. You're the number 2 RB, the number 3 RB. These guys need to be right there with them. This point system makes sure we do that, baby. Micah Parsons, even with that sorry game where I bet for him to have 3 tackles, and he couldn't get me 3 tackles, he still got 117 points, holding down the number 2 spot for the defensive lineman. Quinnen Williams, defensive lineman for the New York Jets, not his brother that plays linebacker. Quinnen, the original star out of Alabama, coming up big. I can't believe people didn't think he was good. That was not the IDP crowd. He may have not been getting all the points, but the IDP crowd, guarantee you knew that Quinnen Williams was a beast in that middle, holding down the number 2, getting double teamed, plugging both A gaps. That's a hard thing to do, man. Quinnen Williams getting the points this year, 102 points. Foyo Alakud, 122 points, leading all IDPs because that's the studs are the linebackers, all right? We all know that. And we balance out the points, but guess what? Foyo Lucan only has 2 more points than Crosby, and he only has 2 more points than Roquan Smith right behind him with 120. Devin White, very quietly getting it done in Tampa Bay, all about Brady, all about, oh my God, Brady's live, what's going on? Meanwhile, that defense has carried them to these wins. They have carried their offense to these wins. It's no longer the days of Brady balancing out the defense that took him on a Super Bowl run. That's just not – the Brady's done. Brady's done. You got to get rid of him, okay? So Devin White holding down the 3rd spot for linebackers. DBs, L'Jarius Sneed. We talked about him. He was pumped up before season. He was in the draft kit. I told you to go get him. He's going to be a tier 1 player. I hope you listen. If you're not in fantasy football 7s, I hope you listened again, man. And Wafanga holding it down. He actually had 106.75, just a little bit behind, Sneed. But we got to keep an eye on that. Derwin James, 102, man. Very quietly get it done. Got a bye week next week. Let's watch that. We'll find a concussion protocol. Let's see how he plays this week. Kickers holding it down. 84 points for Carlson. Even after his bye week, he's still beating all kickers, and he doesn't have a bye week to go the rest of the season. So if you need a kicker, go trade for Carlson. I bet you can get him pretty dang cheap, and you don't have to worry about a kicker the rest of the year. And he's leading all kickers. Kickers matter, baby. Make sure you got a good kicker. Ryan Suckup, Tampa Bay kicker, 83 points, just 1 point behind Carlson. And Marr out of Dallas with 79 points. 3 good offenses, but not like old school coaches, Bowles is going to play to not lose the game. Mike McCarthy's going to not play to lose the game. And Josh McDaniels is kicking because he has no red zone offense. He wasn't able to change that for the Raiders, all right? Defense and special teams. This is how you do defense and special teams, people. San Francisco, 217 points. Buffalo, 209 points. Denver Broncos, 199, baby. I mean, come on. Let's go compare those to the QBs. So we got 220, 181, 178. Defenses, we got 217, 209, 199. How much more even can it get? This is how you do points, people. This is how you set up your fantasy football league to make sure there's relative worth for every roster spot. We're not going to let 3 or 4 positions get 2 or 3 times as many as other positions. Baloney. That's just not how it happens, man. We don't do that. set up your fantasy football league. If you need help with this points and how we got it set up, let me know. I'll break it down to you. I've been tweaking this point system for 13 years, and I've jotted about just damn right. I'd be putting this point system against everybody. But this is a 6-week report card to tell you that these people transfer to every league. They're the top scorers in multiple leagues. Kind of doesn't matter what your point system is, unless it's one of those whack ones where you get penalties for touchdowns and, lose points for yardage gains. It's kind of like a reverse league. Kind of dumb. But, let's take a look at the people that aren't playing that well. We got about 8 more minutes. I'm going to get out of here for you. We got a lot of games in. Go set your lineups. I still got to check about 30. I always get at least 1 or 2 that I don't get to check all the way. Make sure you're checking them, man. That's how you win. For the most part, though, people have been doing well. But the 6-week report card, that ties in with me. Where I went to school, we were on 6 weeks. I think we had 4 or 5 of those per season. But football always started in first. So the cool thing about football is it's at the beginning of the season, and you don't have to worry about being failed out. Right. So I go with my friends. I went to a small school, man. So by the 6-week report card, I would lose half my team. Half of them, man, they all fell out. So that really put the pressure on us that didn't fell out. My 7th grade year, we only had 12 people for like the last 6 games. Little hint, you have to have 11 on the field at all times. So the 6-week report card is simply breaking out the people that are not doing well. They're failing. You drafted them high. You expected a lot from them. And gosh darn it, they're just not delivering for us, all right? Quarterbacks, Tom Brady, only 100 points. Russell Wilson, 84. Aaron Rodgers, only 71. My man, step it up this week. We need you, baby. Running backs, Alvin Kamara, probably got him in the second rounder earlier, 59 points. Najee Harris, 56 points. DeAndre Swift, I know all you guys paid up for DeAndre Swift, even though I told you not to do that because all he does is get hurt. He can't win for you. He doesn't play for you. Maybe you can limp into the playoffs and maybe get him, but he don't play, baby. If they're not on the field, they don't get you points. That's the bottom line. And you drafted Swift, you probably paid for him in the 3rd, 4th round at the highest. Probably got him at the 2nd. He's only gotten you 50 points all year. And big doo-doo right there with Swift. I'm sorry you guys fell for that. Wide receivers letting you down. Terry McLaurin, only 62 points. Scary, Terry. That's not scary. That's friendly as hell. We're walking up, shaking hands, and asking how each other are doing. There ain't nothing scary about that on the other fantasy football team. Jerry Jeudy, 58 points. Another wide receiver I started going really high. He started exceeding Cortland Sutton at the end of the year. He just jumped up. Kept the Russell Wilson hip kind of going. It hasn't delivered. Look to get rid of Jeudy. Look to trade him off. Look to trade all these people that are failing at the 6-week report card because there's only 18 weeks in the NFL. So there's a trimester right now. If they do this bad for the next 6 weeks, your ass ain't going to the playoffs. And I want everybody here going to the playoffs, all right? Line it up. DJ Moore, the foundation piece, the cornerstone, the stone that the builder refused. DJ Moore has not been refused, but he ain't being used, baby. And I know you paid up for him. 42 points ain't getting the job done, man. Myles Garrett, okay, he got in the car wreck. He's kind of letting us down, but let me tell you something about Myles Garrett. He's usually one of the top 10 IDPs taken off every year. So 81 points, kind of fringe. He had a great game last week. That's where all those points came from. Prior to that, you probably dropped Myles Garrett or you just aren't using him, okay? 81. Shaquille Barrett, 63. I'm talking about the Mr. Sack leader, NFL sack leader at one point. Tampa Bay defense, I told you they're red hot. He's only got 63 points, okay? And I got to call myself out. I don't ever hold anybody to a different standard that I don't hold myself to. Marquise Golden, I told everybody, go get him. Go plug him. He's going to get Chandler Jones, and we're going to forget about him. We're going to be looping Arizona Cardinals, going to be bringing the pressure, a lot of defensive plays. No, Golden has been far from it. He more like bronze. All right, that's too good of a medal for him, man. He more like crushed aluminum. I'm sitting on the sidewalk, somebody's can over there drinking, man. He's done nothing for us. 44 points. Go look elsewhere. I'm sorry I led y'all down that road. Linebacker, Bob Bann, the guy I kept as a rookie. He was my 3-year captain in an IDP league where you keep one for us like a keeper. Tremaine Evans, 69. He looks decent on film. The points aren't there. The defensive line has taken a lot of pressure off of him, and his points have shown, all right? So hold on to Edmonds, but let's take a look and let's see how he's getting utilized. Logan Wilson, 64 points, hurt, disappointing. He was a very high draft pick. And then a guy a lot of people talked about, man, Jay Owusu-Koramoah. Cleveland. He couldn't even have a tackle prop today. And he got Deion Jones coming back, only 56 points, man. The IDP community was pumping him up, especially all my friends over there in Ohio. I love you, Ohio guys. It's hard not to be biased on some of your guys, though. But 56 points from a linebacker, that ain't getting it done through 6 weeks, baby. I'm sorry. That's just not well good. Kevin Beard, man, the guy pumped up as well. Mr. All-Pro, #1 DB last year. He led all DBs in points last year. Guess he's what he's sitting at this year, 59. Not bad. You say, hey, 59 through 6 games. I can live with that. Yeah, it's not bad, but he was primed up. he was being drafted higher than that, and he's definitely not outperforming Snead, Wufanga, Derwin James. Beard is that kind of level. He needs to be up there, all right? Jonathan Abrams, hard-hitting Abrams, man, coming through, bringing the wood, slamming people out, you know what I'm saying? Bringing that shoulder pop, 52 points. 52. That's not good enough from a guy that's supposed to be coming up in the box and be loading and hitting it. And also a guy that I was pretty high on this year. Like I said, I'm not an exception to this. Some of my guys are on here. Adrian Phillips, man, 46 points. I know you are hurt. Dual designation. Bill Belichick came out and said Phillips is going to be a key component of our defense. Well, key components of defenses don't get just 46 points, my man. That is awful. That's not even 8 points a game in this friendly IDP point scoring format. I need more from you, Mr. Phillips. All right. I need more from you. All right. Defenses that are kind of letting you down. Pittsburgh, 97.2. They play good, but they get scored on a lot, so the points go down, man. Let's see if that can improve. Cleveland, I just told you about all the Ohio people hyping up Cleveland. Tell me how great that defense is going to be. Going to be locking it down. Well, Myles Garrett, JOK has been letting us down. Let's see if Deion Jones can come in there because the Browns feel like they're pretty close to a playoff run, a deep playoff run. They're going to have a better defense to get that done. All right. And wrapping it up, Las Vegas, 56 dismal points on the year. That's awful for a defense. Those other defenses getting 207, 208, 204. Las Vegas limping in with 56 points on the season. And you got Max Crosby as the #1 defensive lineman in the NFL, and you still can't get more than 56 points, and you get points for a defense as a sack? Good Lord. Good Lord. Get out of here with that business, man. I can't stand it. Can't stand it. All right. So that's the report card, man. Taking a look at this week, you guys need to make sure that you guys, you got what you need to have. You need to make sure you got this is a crucial bye week. Vikings, Bucks. Who else, man? I got it right here for you. Vikings, Bucks, Rams. Yeah, Philadelphia. Say that's 4 great quarterbacks. There's at least 4 good receivers on all those teams and a couple good running backs getting together. Not to mention the IDPs. Losing Reddick, losing Von Miller. Losing Bobby Wagner, losing Ernest Jones this week. You got to make sure you get it on there. Josh, sorry I didn't see your comment till now, man. Should I start Rodgers or Geno Smith? Ooh! Man, Bakhtiari being out is a big news, Josh. What's up, man? I love you, dude. I hope you're doing all right, too. Geno versus the Chargers could be pretty good, man. But this is kind of like a statement game, I believe, for the Packers. They got to win this game. They can't really slip to 3-5 or 3-4. That's not going to get the job done. It's not very competitive NFC. So I'm going to say Rodgers, man. I just told you he's been disappointed. Geno Smith has been there. 6 points per touchdown pass. Going Rodgers. All right. Got to do that for you, Josh. Thanks for hopping in, Bubba. I love you, man. Miss you. Want to see you. We got some good games real quick. Fantasy games I think we should keep an eye on. Cleveland versus Baltimore. Going to be pretty high scoring. Seattle versus Chargers. Potential to be high scoring. San Francisco, Kansas City has a high line. Dallas, Detroit has a high line. Green Bay, Washington. Could be a lot of points in that one as well, guys. I got to get ready. You need to get ready. We got 15 minutes before kickoff. I'm going to go throw on the Reggie White jersey because we need somebody that's bring it up, man. We need somebody that you can depend on. And when you need somebody to depend on, you got to get that guy, man. It's always Reggie White to me is the best IDP of all time. A lot of people say Lawrence Taylor. Shout out to Lawrence Taylor. No disrespect whatsoever. I'll take Reggie White. I saw a lot more film of Reggie White growing up. He was double team, triple team. And whenever he decided, he gave them a warning. Usually he told the coach, hey, you try to double team me like that one more time, how low I'm going to take your quarterback out of the game. He's like, all right, I'm going to take him out of the game. So shout out to Reggie White because he's the guy you can depend on. It's week 7. Get those guys you can depend on. Watch out for those guys that are filling out the 6-week report card now. That's just the way it is. This is week 7. After this, some of y'all only got 7 more weeks. That's it. Some of y'all only got 7 more weeks after this. Make sure it's not you. Hit me up with any questions. I'm IDP Iggy, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I got the Patreon. Come find me. I'll try to find you real quick. I'll try to be responsive, just like with Josh right here. I really appreciate you tuning in, Josh. Really appreciate everybody else tuning in. And you can find this on YouTube at any time, guys. So go hit it up. Long live IDP. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got to close out the show, too. Let me get you a little outro. Almost forgot it's been so long.